Hi, this video solves the following error: exception unhandled, system data, SQL types, SQL null value exception. Data is null. This method or property cannot be called on null values. Where is this coming from? So in here what we see is our .NET application with entity framework. We are calling data on a database. And in this way, how we do it is we have in here, I'll stop that call. We try it by a database, by a SQL server. We're connecting this SQL server to a local database. And in there we say my database connect a table, bring this to a list and take 100 samples. And this is done in this way in ASP.NET Core applications, or this is a console application. I created their application DB context, the application DB context, that's all internal stuff, blah, blah, blah. And there's a database set and it connects a table. And this table is this one. It's written in here. That's the table. And this table is called on my database, and there's sometimes null values because nobody entered in their values. And what we have here is we say here I have a public string. Well, let's say this it's a GUID number, it's a user number, the title is always a string. You see this small question mark. This means inside of the database might be give null values to us. Or so we say, when we create it locally, get and set equals null equals empty string or string empty. When we create it locally, then we type in there a null string, an empty string, which is not null. But it might also come from the database by a null. And the bottom there is a date type, and if nobody types in something in there, then in Microsoft SQL Server it's a null, and therefore we also have to say here, hey, we say also a question mark behind there, and then that means when the database comes, the database may give me maybe null value, and that's the point. And now when I'm opening the SQL Server, and meanwhile we're starting our sample, oh come on, SQL Server is coming on that side. That's my SQL Server, that's my database, and inside there's a table. And from that table, you see when I select 1000 values in there, then you see there's a yellow column, and that's null values. Nobody entered values in there, or in the keywords or whatever I have in here. And this happens in there. And so when we say there's a null is possible, then it's running now. Yeah, that's what I hoped, and I'm happy for that. Let's see, here it is. These are the values. What I said here in my program, I said console write line, right? This is the title of that machine, whatever entry there was, and then that's it. It's a service in background. So the solution was to add a question mark behind the that type.